you know you can't be like me. Check the mirror, see the reflection. Ain't nobody quite like me. See, I'm perfection. Unique vibe, can't duplicate. Swag is so cool, every day I celebrate. No copycats, just one.
G'day guys, Cody from IFS Unleashed. This is my 2006 N70 Hilux. I got it in 2020, just before Toyota tax hit, so it was a lucky 10,500. I'm just going to do a little rundown of what I've done to it since I've got it, and you know, the most capable car in the crew. So,
well, hang on a second.
It is what it is, boys. Anyway, so from the front, I guess is the easiest. We've got an ARB Deluxe bull bar. When I first got the car, it had the same bull bar on it, but without the fog lights, and it was skinnier without flares. So when I got that bull bar, bull bar perfect with it. Couldn't complain about the ARB, and I just wanted a bit more of a modern look on it. As I said, wider flares and the fog lights. So I got that. That was about 3,500. About a year ago I got it. So yeah, I like it still. Haven't had any problems with it, and I like the look. I would love a Muzz bar, but I'm not that rich. So mods on the front end. We've got the Steady Type Pro 8.5 inch spotties. Sadly, I don't actually use them as much as I should, but they look cool, so who can complain? Also, when I bought these, I put in these Steady fog lights for that ARB Deluxe bars. So they've got a daylight running light and a fog light in it. They're pretty good. Also, about a year ago, I did not a full rebuild of the car, but I stripped a lot of it down and added new parts to it, so that's what it is today, and that's how I like it. These headlights were one of the first things I bought for it, because I'm like every city slicker and just wanted them because they look cool. Not practical, but they look cool. They were from Aurora Custom. They took a while to get here. That's the only problem. There was a 10-week wait on them. I think that's the only thing I can complain about. The install and the way they look and drive is beautiful. Also, when I did the freshen up of the car, I put a Runva winch in it. Don't know exactly what one it is. It's a 12,000 pounder. All I know is on Runva's website, it said it was on the camera car for 4-wheel drive 24/7. Like all the used probably, they got me. I got baited into buying it. Good winch, haven't had any problems, unlike some other people in our crew. One thing I did do though, when the winch was on a pretty hard pull on one of our trips to King Lake, I buggered an alternator fuse, but I think that's my fault because I had all my lights pulling at the same time and the winch on a hard pull, so popped that, but don't think directly the winch's fault. But anyway, we'll move on to...
Doesn't look like a Runva winch hook, buddy. So you go there.
So, Runva's winch hook, hate it. So, only thing I hate about it. So I put a 10,000 pound worn winch hook on it. One, did that for looks. Secondly, a bit more practical because a lot of blokes like, obviously me, we pull the winch in all the way like that, and the Runva's hook had that extra little section in it that made it floppy, so it didn't stay like that. It just flopped around, scratch and paint, just, you know, a bit annoying. So that's the main reason I switched to that hook. I've got a GME 2.1 decibel antenna on there. Oh, I think you bet the bracket. I just got the genuine Toyota Hilux bonnet protector on there. Again, probably don't need it because it protects, you know, the front 2 inches of your bonnet, but I think it looks good. Probably due for a new one because she's faded a bit, but I'm not that rich at the moment. So, yeah. On to just the outside of the car again, I guess. I've just got these Ute Mart V60 flares. Bought them about 2-3 years ago, I think. They were about $600 for the set of 4, but I had to pay an extra $400 to get them colour-coded to the car. But that's just they didn't have them in the colour at the time, so who can complain? Now down here, what every Hilux owner has, we have the Maxxis Razor. They're a 285 75R16 with a negative 16-inch offset on it. I like them. The boys reckon all their tyres flick a bit more mud than mine, and I'd have to agree with them, unfortunately. I'm looking to go for the Falcon Wild Peak mud trains, but I haven't seen them in use. So if anyone has a video of them actually flicking mud, I'd love to see it. But for now, I'm going to stick with them. They do the job for me. I think out of all the tyres we run on our rigs, I do think these are the best on sand, but the worst in the mud. So living where we live, the sand is, maybe twice a year of a trip, but the mud is the main thing, and they're not quite doing the job for me. So anyway, in the front end, we also have a 3-inch Fulcrum Bilstein lift. So when I got this lift kit put in, or I put it in, sorry, when I bought it, we did the measurements before and after, and we noticed even after a week of driving and letting it settle in, the front end still wasn't sitting at 3 inches like we'd hoped. So I spoke to Fulcrum and they said that was the correct measurement, and I was just being a bit of a pain, not liking the way it was sitting, so I put a little 10mm spacer in just to raise the suspension a bit by 12mm or something, I think it said. Oh, it was a 6mm spacer raised by 12mm. I wouldn't recommend it. Luckily, I haven't had issues with breaking any of my suspension components doing it. I guess it helps it's only a small spacer. I do know of a mate who just put in 25mm spacers and it lifted it way too much, and I think he's going to do some damage to the car. But it's his life, his car, he can do whatever he wants. I just wouldn't recommend it. In the front end, we also have, as you saw, the Tough Dog up control arm. Just bought that when I did a suspension lift because everyone on Facebook said do it, so haven't had a problem with them, so they go alright. Actually, no, that is a lie.
I'm going to say, you've definitely had one problem.
This side in particular had a problem. So I was up at Bright with big dog Blake Anderson, and we were going up the track, and he stops me mid-track. He goes, stop. I go, oh shit, done something wrong here. Anyway, my fault. I had lost the bolt the nut that holds the bolt in, and the thread had worked its way out, disconnecting this bush away from it. So pretty much my whole front end here was just going like that. There was nothing holding it to the car. It was just bouncing backwards and forwards. Luckily on that trip, I noticed that the threads matched the threads on the U-bolt. So we took one bolt off of there, one nut, sorry, and put it on this end, bit of a bush fix, and got working, no worries. So I'll start with paint job right. This is a pretty rare colour in the Hiluxes. When I first got the car, I actually hated it. I wanted a white one, like every 18-year-old getting their first car. However, this came very cheap at the time, as I said, and I've grown to love the colour. I don't think I'd actually buy a white Hilux ever again. I'd love to keep getting golds if I ever have to get rid of this one. Obviously, the paint job's a bit how you going. The only thing I can say about that is I actually use my car, so no one complains.
That's fair.
Blacked out badges there from eBay. So a lot of people just tape it off and spray paint them black. I wanted a proper, better look. So these badges, as I can remember, were probably only $50 for the full set around the car. And you just, peel off your old ones, get rid of the residue, stick these bad boys on straight where they were. And I reckon they make the car look a little bit better than just the standard silver ones. At the same time, on eBay, funnily enough, bought these indicators. They were again like $20 for both sides. They just they fit Toyota Corollas and just a lot of things. So they're sequential as well. You can kind of see that my colour pattern on this car is the gold with the black on. There's not really anything else that doesn't match that. So yeah. And we've got these weather shields. I put these on probably about 4 years ago when I first got the car. They were one of the first mods I did, and I think for all four, about $100. You can see I put them on because that one's a lot lower than that one, but we don't look at that too hard. So yeah, they're really good. I think they just help the car look a little bit better as well, a bit more modern, and nothing to complain about them really. Obviously can't poke your head out as easy, headbutt it a few times, but
everyone is going to notice they're unlevel now. Sorry, mate.
Interrupted me. I was going good. Anyway, like I said, if you poke your head out, yeah, sometimes you knock them, but if you're short like some people in the group, you don't have that problem. So who can complain? On to probably, I say, the thing I copped the most shit for by new people I meet and whatnot, is I've stayed with the tub. And the only thing I can say about that is I just prefer the look of the tub at the moment. It's less practical than everyone else on our trip, but I prefer the look. It has gone through a lot of dents, a lot of scratches. Luckily, when I bought the cart, I already had a few dents and scratches in it, so I'm not too fussed getting a few more in it. But yeah, I've got a pretty ragged tonneau cover on top that I need to replace, because obviously, yeah, she's not keeping any water out at the moment.
We'll just put this one back on real quick. Oh, my bad.
The game's a game. So, car also came with, obviously not from factory, but when I bought it, Rugged X roll bar, sports bar, whatever you want to call it. So the previous owner had obviously chucked it on for whatever reason, looks whatever. I'll fall in love with it. I can't say anything bad about it. Has no practical use, because if I roll it into a bank, it's not stopping the cab getting crushed. I just love the look at it. It's actually caused me a lot of trouble actually with me trying to put storage in the car, because obviously I love the look of it too much to put a fiberglass canopy on, but without that I can't really have waterproof storage. So I'm on my way to making a canopy that will actually sit under here, but on top of the line of the tub. So I still have all that useful space in the tub without having to use ratchet straps, as you say, on a tray. But I have a little bit of storage for that lockable space, waterproof space. Back down to the back end of the cart. Again, Max's razors, mint, mate. I've also got in under here, under the 4 arches, steady rock lights, which the lovely man behind the camera had actually supplied for me for Christmas. So I'm very appreciative of the big fella.
Merry Christmas.
At the same time, like, these rock lights went in when I did a lot of all the other mods you want to say to it. I also put in these little just rubber strips just to make the car look a bit nicer, stop mud piling on top of that chassis that's always a pain to clean. And they're a bit backyard bush, but I think they do the job for me. A few techies in the rubber, it's not a big issue for what I do.
Smooth.
Beautiful. I've also got the pretty cheap Hilux mud flaps on the back from Hilux Owners Club. I think they were $50 for the set. I find it very difficult to find mud flaps that suit tubs. I only run them because I don't want to get defected, because I'm a smart human. Even though they're probably 10 mil away from me getting defected. Because if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, or my mum watching, all your mud flaps have to do on the rear is obviously cover most of the width of the tyre, but they have to cover at least the middle height of the tyre. So I'm like just hanging in there at the moment. Obviously put a bit more weight in the back end, she'll come down and be better. But at standing ride height, they're supposed to be in line with the centre of the wheel. If they're a bit up higher, that's when you can get in a bit of trouble. But people run the risk every day and don't seem to get caught, but I'm a bit scared to get caught, so I don't think. I guess we can show a little bit of the tub setup, I guess. It's evolved all since I got the car, but I'm not going to complain because it does my job. But all the boys hear about me bitching about it every trip, so what can I do? Just King's fridge lighter, chuck a 60-litre Dometic on there that I have at home. 2 jerry cans because I've still got the standard tank in it, and all the other boys have long ranges and they just... I love the servo more than them, even though they spend more than me.
I love jerry cans as well.
Yeah,
Not everyone's got long range tanks.
That's the thing as well, right? With tubs, everyone knows this is kind of unused space, because if you put a King's drawer set in, it does take up a fair bit of space. Just 2 ratchet strap jerry cans in, I get an extra 40 litres wherever I go. They're not in the way. They save a bit of space when I'm packing stuff. Because like any tub owner, as many of you would know, it's Tetris getting stuff in and out every time. So I usually have I have a Ranger double swag that I chuck in there, or if I don't need the second spot in the double, I just take a 23-0 single swag. So it does free up a lot of space, obviously, because double swag takes up all that room. I do shove right in the back behind the fridge a cargo box full of spares and whatnot, and toolkits, because I seem to be the resident unqualified mechanic. But who can complain?
Should we just mention the last time we did need tools, who didn't have the tools?
No comment. I used to have, before I gave the car another life, I used to have one of those ARB rear bars in there. Look, it saved this tub from a lot of smacking on trips.
Did it though?
Yeah, it was. Well, right. That happened. I didn't do that. That was my father. Borrowed the car. His fault. Don't blame me. Anyway, so I took the bar off because the tub went up a bit high when I did the suspension, the relife of it. So it was going to have a bit of gap in between. So I got rid of it, but about 2 weeks after I got rid of it, sold it, gone. We're going to the high country, and I needed a bit somewhere to get unstuck. Even though I never get stuck, I made this at home. It's just got 5mm on the side with the 2 original bolts in there holding it in. I think this is 5mm thick box, just welded in with the recovery point in there. It's just a standard super cheap auto Repco recovery tongue. Underneath we have Fox extended shocks. They're the 660mm open, and I think they're about 480 when they're closed. These Fox shocks don't come with the sleeves I've put on them, but I just wanted them on just for looks pretty much. So they're actually Bilstein socks on the shock. Looks good, probably not very practical for heat, keeping heat in, but I don't weigh 4.2 tonnes, so my shockies do not die.
Do you know someone that weighs that much?
Very well, actually. Just recently, I've changed the leaf shackles on it to PSR ones. They were about $100. They go all right. My old ones were just a bit bent, so that's the only reason I changed them. The leaf pack in there, I think they're rated to 150 kilograms. I'm not sure because they came with the car 4 years ago, and I think they've been on the car for over 10 years. They do the job for me. They allow me to flex out good enough and hold pretty good weight. Back end, again, 3-inch PPD exhaust with a high flow cat. About $800 at the time I got it, about 4 years ago. Does the job, pigeons like you want it to. Cannot complain. I do want to put some sliders on it. I've been meaning to make my own forever, like this canopy I was talking about. But I say I'm going to make it, and it probably takes 2 years before I start it. So we're about 1.5 years in since I said I'll put them on. So we've got another half a year before I actually put them on. Probably another thing that you don't see on these Hilux nowadays, all these pavement princess ones, I have a safari snorkel on it. I do not want, and I do not like, the 3-inch stainers. Wipertech, sponsor us, please.
I do need new wipers. Do we like them?
Actually, you know what? I was skeptical because you see those Wipertech ads everywhere, and they're like, no, buy them, don't pay $150 to replace wiper blades, and obviously skeptical. I just went with those replacement ones that slide in, and I was always having problems with leaving streaks on the driver's side. Passenger side, no ways. Driver's side, always a problem. So I bit the bullet, even though they're not that much more expensive than normal wiper blades. Got these Wipertech ones, no issues with them so far. They've been in for about 4 weeks, no streaks. I'm actually pretty happy with them, and they're just an easy fix. There's a few little things under the hood that are different to like a stock car, obviously. That's just the fancy light controller for the headlights because, you know, city slicker. I do have extended diff breathers for the rear. So that's just the ARB kit. Really easy, really simple to put in. Got a Direction Plus catch can in there. On the same Direction Plus thing, I have Direction Plus pre-filter. It's just one of those things, like I've always wanted to go on those longer trips, and you know, everyone says it, the outback fuel's not the best, so pre-filter just helps you a little bit. And yeah, second battery, like a lot of people, it's just an AGM, don't know how many amp hour or whatever it is. Got a few accessories, just the King's isolator on it, does the job, stops obviously battery dying. Little battery monitor my mate gave me, which doesn't really work, so he kind of scammed me, even though I got it for free. Yeah. This is an SR5 grill that I just bought off Panel House, I think it was. It came with the SR grill because it is an SR model. Just another little upgrade. I think the grill was $100. Just makes it look good. Cannot complain about it.
Again, just going for that blacked out sort of theme.
Yeah, pretty much like black on gold. I have made these custom mounts here when I got the bull bar because the mounts that came with it were a bit too short for some reason. So I had to extend them about 2 inches upwards, and instead of just adding a little bit of plate in between, I'm lucky enough to be a qualified boilermaker, so I fabricated these at my old work all together. So they, funnily enough, an identical match, like in design, completely to a ARB one, except extended that extra 2 inches for some reason. But yeah, into the interior of the car. You might notice she's a bit dark in there. So, as I said, when I did that rebuild sort of thing, the freshen up of the car, obviously the car had the stock grey interior, and a mate of mine had already blacked out a bit of his interior, and I really liked the way it looked. I have a iDrive in here, just the standard Ultimate 9, you know, just the standard pavement princess thing. I don't actually use it very much. I just keep on automatic. So like when we're out pushing, maybe I need it on eco mode for a bit of rock crawling. I just forget to change it. I forget it's there half the time. They definitely do make a difference on a car, but once you've tuned your car, they become a bit irrelevant. But anyway, does the job for me. Oh,
Someone's relocked.
not connected.
Someone's relocked.
I got it to just advance the time. I was buying a lot of switches when I did this car up, and I just bought it because I was like, oh, it's there, I might as well buy it then. But there's no lock in the car. Just
bought a rear locker?
No, the button for it. Just the button. It's not locked.
Are you lying, everyone?
Blake, it's not locked. All right, it's unlocked. You know it. Yeah, what else?
Kings?
Yeah, got a Kings heads-up display. Does the job. Obviously, with slightly bigger tyre than factory, speedo comes a bit out. You just set it to, you know, your correct GPS speedo, and it works perfectly. This is Harry the Hog. He used to live under the back of my car, and then lost him in a mud hole, so I replaced him, unfortunately. He comes everywhere with me. The main job of him is just when this gets a bit dusty, clean, goes back, sweet. Head unit came with the car, just a Pioneer, don't know what model, has Apple CarPlay, plays pretty good music. The speakers are upgraded in the car, but they're pretty old, so they're not very good anymore, which is something I, want to get around to changing. Don't want to put a subwoofer in it like some people.
Mitch?
I think I will, because this is a bit old in the heat, like obviously sun beats down on it a little bit. It does get a bit slow and a bit shitty sometimes, and I've got the quad lock wireless CarPlay in it just to make it a bit, more ergonomic. But I think I will get the head unit that every Hilux owner seems to have, the big fancy screen one with YouTube, because they're all pavement princesses.
That feels very targeted, except don't drive a Hilux. So it couldn't be me.
Yeah, not you.
Blake?
Bloody up. And Mitch. He's selling it. Anyway. I have the GME XRS handheld head unit, Jed's, whatever it's called. I think that was about $500. Does the job. I really like the replay feature because I'm a bit autistic like a lot of people and miss out on what people say, so I have to replay it, or you play the music a bit too loud and you don't listen to it the first time, so you just hit the replay. And
he just doesn't listen, long story short.
Facts. Just got some OCAM footrests in here. Footrests, what's it called?
Floor covers.
Have some OCAM floor covers in here. They do alright. I'd love some mud tamer ones though, but they need to hurry up and make them. Please. Everything was out. We did some sound deadening from car builders. We did, I think it's called the Stage 1, which is that silvery sticky paperback stuff. All bottom, all top, and then we put some heat insulation on the roof and then just sound deaden the whole bottom of it and the back wall. And it actually does make a lot of difference, especially the roof in the heat. In the summer days, I might hop in Blake's car if we're out and that thing warms up without the sound deadening and heat stuff. My car seems to actually, it does a job. Like, I can see why people do it, and that's why I did it. Blake behind the camera is thinking about doing it one day, but
one day, might do it for myself.
Has a lot of money, but doesn't like spending it. Obviously, going in with the black and black design, I've got the black duck seat covers. I had grey ones originally, obviously redone the car. I, wanted everything to match, so I bought a whole new set of black ones. And, surprisingly enough, obviously, black interior car, you'd think the heat would obviously penetrate it, but, mate, the sound deadening and this stuff on the roof, you get in the car, your seats aren't hotter than anything else. It's beautiful. Obviously, just a super cheap auto dash mat, nothing special about it. Was against them for a long time. I don't know why, probably because I was an immature 18-year-old. But obviously, had their place. No dusty dash anymore. Beautiful. Oh, one thing that you will not see in any other rig rundown on this channel. She's a manual.
Ah! She's got 3 pedals.
3 pedals, and they all work, funnily enough.
Which one's the brake?
The middle one.
Oh, I see my brake's on the left.
Yeah, so if you'd be driving it.
One thing I will add, the bloke always has water in his car. If you jump in and you are thirsty, there is a bottle of water in every door.
I just got to keep everyone...
And in the middle.
And I don't drink much water, so I'm always thinking about others, because I am a top bloke. Someone marry me. Anyway. I guess a few other little things in the car. I have this little handheld if we're ever talking out of the car.
Yeah, Mitch, can I have mine back at some stage?
Yeah, don't sell it with the car, in the car, your dog. Anyway. Have a personal locator beacon from GME. Got that recently only, but, you know, it's very good to have if you go on those more remote places. Everyone's going to know where it is and how to use it. So if we ever need it, you know, anyone can use it. If anyone's in trouble, they all know where it's going to be in the car, just in that glove box. It's not in there.
It's not even in there.
Probably the best mod any man can have in their four-wheel drive is a beautiful picture of their loved one up there or on the dash. In this instant, mine is up there, and man, is she a wonder. I love her to the moon and back again. I'll let you see her. She is a beautiful woman. Love you, Connor. That's your mate, Connor. Top bloke, legend. Cut the video there.
Wait, bloke or chick?
We're cutting it there. Yeah, I think the only things I've replaced was probably preventative. Obviously, fixed that up control arm out on the track, got it home, fixed it properly, ordered new bushes, whatnot. Replaced the water pump in it, only because it was, again, preventive. We saw a few like water stains on the fan belt assembly and all that. That kind of indicates that seal in there of that water pump's on the way out, but I wasn't having any overheating or leaking issues, so yeah, preventive again. Changed the clutch in it because my mate stole my car when we were out bush, did a few skids in it, came back, clutch smelt worse than black Saturday, I'll tell you. The main thing with power I'm trying to chase is just day-to-day driving. Like, this thing has enough power off-road, low range, plenty of power, never chasing any power. It's just that normal driving, obviously with a lifted car and the bigger tyres, you know, it does labour a bit on the freeway, so I just want to give her a bit more up and go if I have to pass someone and whatnot, so... yeah. I've had leaky diff issues, not as bad as other people on border track, but I've still had it. But that was Cody N70, you can find on Instagram. The second car in this convoy of IFSs. Hope you liked it, hope you could actually understand to what I was saying. This is pretty much my car done. I think the only other big mod will be a solid axle swap, and that's when I will leave the channel forever. But that's a lot of money, so I'm not doing that anytime soon.
Just ordered an Uber. My friend's left me. He said he wasn't far away. Oh, this must be him coming around the corner now. Yeah, just here, mate. Nah, that's cool. Don't worry about it. Realised he drove past me. He's on his way back. Hopefully this is him. Didn't tell me what car he was driving, but the fact that there's no one else here, this might be my Uber. If he's coming back to kill me, that could also be what's going on. Oh, it must be. He's coming to me. The truth, guys. Let's see if this is him. Yeah, Uber.
Yep.
For me?
Blake?
Nah, sorry, mate. Must be someone else.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Look forward to another video coming next week, and a few more rig rundowns. And yeah.